Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sandra Page Things. My name is Sandra. Today we are doing the video that I have added for my third video of the week, since I was only planning to do 2 and decided to go back to 3. We'll be back with the finance series with Finance Update on Saturday, which, here's an update for you. I found money in one of my books, so make sure you go through your own TBR collection and see if you can find some money to pay your bills. This is my fun video that I did not have planned before the beginning of the month, so here we go. Today we are doing my unread TBR book collection. Basically, this is going to consist of all the books I've either never read, haven't read in at least 15 years, or DNF. So I've gone through and taken them out of storage boxes and organized them all in order of what I've read, what I've DNF'd, and then in order of the author's name. I didn't realize I had this many. Now, most of the videos that I've seen do an unread TBR collection video are like all fiction books. I have a good mix of fiction, nonfiction. I have law and policy. I have devotionals and personal growth. I have a Russian collection. I have a lot of my books from college, from like my family and child development classes, so there's some interesting titles in here. So I have poetry, all kinds of things. It's gonna be interesting. My theory is most of them are nonfiction, but I guess we'll find out. So I'm gonna show you guys when I went through and organized everything in order. Wow, this is way more than I thought. Guys, I came across a lot of books that I completely forgot I had, and some I swear I've never seen in my life. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So, the first book is Why Pro-Life by Randy Alcorn, Hope Out Loud Prayers by Jen Barrick, 40 Days for Life, my first set of multiple books by the same author, Driven by Eternity by John Bevere, Honor's Reward by John Bevere, and Killing Kryptonite by John Bevere, who is one of my favorite authors and speakers ever, so the fact that I haven't read these is really painful and I need to get on it. Why by Vernon Brewer, another series, The Harbinger by Jonathan Cahn, The Paradigm by Jonathan Cahn, Unashamed by Christine Kane, Sermons on the Mount by Oswald Chambers, The Explicit Gospel by Matt Chandler, The Mingling of Souls by Matt Chandler, The Smart Step Family by Ron Deal. Oh boy, here we go. The Brothers Karamazov, Fyodor Dostoevsky. I think that's how you say it. I love Russia and Russian things, but pronouncing it is still a struggle. Speaking of Russia, The Eyewitness Travel Moscow, True Love Dates Deborah Valletta, Russian History Atlas by Martin Gilbert, Love Does by Bob Goff, Point Made, How to Write Like the Nation's Top Advocates, Ross Guberman, What Every Girl Wants, Lisa Harper, Joan of Arc, A Life Transfigured, Katherine Harrison, The Wedding Dress, Rachel Hawk, or Hoke, Disciples Are Made Not Born, Walter Henriksen, Live, Love, Lead by Brian Houston, God of Hope, J. Davis Illingsworth Jr., Thomas Jefferson Autobiography, Unplanned by Abby Johnson, The Meaning of Marriage, Tim Keller, The Practice of the Presence of God, Brother Lawrence, Miracle at the Higher Grounds Cafe, Max Lucado. I don't think I've read this yet. Through the Eyes of a Lion, Levi Lesko. Guys, going through these is making me really want to go through and make a story or a video sharing the story of why I have all of these, because they all have a different reason that I have them, and I think that that would be interesting. Maybe it's only interesting to me. Let me know in the comments. Arthur Miller, The Crucible, Destination Jerusalem, Chris Mitchell, Wallace in Love, Andrew Morton, Feisty and Feminine, Penny Young Nance, Democracy and the Renewal of Public Education, Richard John Newhouse, Play with Fire, Bianca Olthoff, Abolishing Abortion, Reverend Frank Pavone. Choosing Real, Becca Jane Pogue. Revolutionary Women, Unashamed, Francine Rivers. The Path of Life, Lisa Robertson. Courting Disaster, Pat Robertson. No God But One, Nabil Qureshi. And then I have these two, I think they're collections of Russian stories and Russian history. Speaking of Russia, I really want to do Polarthon, which have 3 now of the books. I'm getting one from the library, I haven't gotten it yet. And then I need to find my Polar Fantasy, but I want to do a week of Polarthon. But back to our video. The Sound of Music story, Making Your Case, The Art of Persuading Judges by Scolia and Brian Gardner. ISIS Exposed, Eric Stakelbeck. When Work and Family Collide, Andy Stanley. Girl Meets Change, Kristen Strong. An Altar in the World, Barbara Brown Taylor. The Best Yes, Lisa Turkers. When God Says Wait, Elizabeth Lane Thompson. Sacred Marriage, Gary Thomas. Breaking the Cycle of Divorce, John Trent. Hearts of Fire, The Voice of the Martyrs. 1000 Gifts, Anne Voskamp. Secrets of the Vine, Bruce Wilkinson. Revolution and World Missions, K.P. Yohannan. Jesus Calling, Sarah Young. Now we're going to get into everything that I've started but have not finished. Arguing About Law, Andrew Altman. In case you can't tell, it was a school book. This is bad. Please don't hate me. Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen. Every time I pick this up, I get distracted and want to watch the movie, and I've never finished it. Also, Jane Austen collection, including... Ooh, there's a card in there. Jesus paying my car bill. That's all I've got to say. Well, this just got interesting. I should read Jane Austen more often. Anything else in here? No, but okay, so what's in here? Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, same as that one. This one I got for my 18th birthday. So yeah, it's embarrassing I've not read it yet. Emma and Persuasion are also in this one, and I love it. I think I've started all of them and never finished them, so that's really, really sad. By the Standard, Greg Bonson. Drawing Near, John Bevere. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I've never finished any of these. I am a horrible person. I have read Good or God by John Bevere. Oh my gosh, another one. Relentless by John Bevere. I just need to do like a John Bevere readathon, apparently, because that's ridiculous. And I listen to their podcast and I love them. I'm gonna see Lisa Bevere next month, actually in a couple weeks. Oh my gosh, I need to do a readathon. Bell's Library, this is just a book of quotes like this. I started it, but when I moved, I never finished it, so I have a little bit more to go. Written on the Heart, Jay Budziszewski. The Mystery of the Shemitah, Jonathan Kahn. Any money in here? Because I had money at that point. Growing Up Doug, Jana, Jill, Jessa, and Ginger. Eyewitness Travel, Russia. I read some of this while I was in Russia, but I really want to like go through and read it and learn all about it because I want to go back one day. Particularly in the winter so that I can see St. Basil's Cathedral in the snow, and then so I can go to the Bolshoi and go to the Hermitage. And yes, I am fully aware those are not in the same city. Love Lives Here, Maria Goff. After 3, Ben Gutierrez. The Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. I actually have never read the Iliad, but I have started the Odyssey and never finished it when I moved either. Godstrong, Sarah Horn. A History of the American People, Paul Johnson. Can you tell some of these were school books? The Changing Family Life Cycle by Betty Carter and Monica McGoldrick. Why You Act the Way You Do, Tim LaHaye. Sweet Freedom, a devotional, Sarah Palin. And then I have 2 poetry collections I've not yet finished. Live Original, Sadie Robertson. Law's Quandary, Stephen D. Smith. Generation Leader, Andy Stanley. Reading the Sermon on the Mount with John Stott by John Stott. The Hiding Place, Corrie ten Boom. You Think I'm Beautiful, Angela Thomas. Anna Karenina, Leah Tolstoy. Oh, I lost my place. Gonna have to restart it, which is convenient. The Church as Movement by J.R. Woodward and Dan White Jr. And technically I have read this. I think I read it all the way through as a kid, but Heidi by Joanna Spiri, I believe is her name. I got this when I was 8 for Christmas, and I'm pretty sure I read it, but I don't know, and I really, really want to reread it. This is one of my favorite stories of all time. And so that's the last one in my TBR collection. Fun fact, 94 books, my friends. 94 books. I definitely need to read these. Now it's time to reorganize them. I forgot to mention, some of these are actually available on my eBay, so I'm going to link that in my description box, and if you're interested in checking those out, feel free to buy one. I would appreciate that, and you would have the benefit of reading the books that I've not read. I will be back on Saturday with another video. I'll see you guys then. Have a good rest of your week.